embarrassing story on her?
Sure. Yes, that way. I love it.
I just told the one on myself. I mean, really, I did not cook. I mean, I still don't. And this is the thing. I mean, I thought that when I retired 2 years ago, and I took 3 cooking lessons, but some things just cannot be taught. I know, it's terrible.
You should have just asked us.
Right? Because, in the neighborhood, I go to this function, and I can't even remember the whole story, but I remember there was guacamole there, and they were like, yeah, and I was like, how do you make that? And they were like, well, here, and I was like, what is that? And I think I can't even remember what I called it, and they were like, Paula, that's an avocado.
We actually sent you to buy an avocado, and I think you came
What'd she
home
come
with
back
a
with a
mango.
grapefruit? A mango. There's a good story.
I know, but there were just things that weren't that important to me, and thank goodness I had a husband who cooked, and I couldn't, so and I still can't, because I guess you do prioritize what makes you happy and what you're good at, and other things you outsource or you find help.
Yes, exactly.
I think the most embarrassing story, and it's not even in the book, was it was before I even joined the CRO industry, the direct development industry. I was working for a local major pharma company, and it was my first time ever speaking at the national sales meeting, and they'd let me produce this video, and we were going to roll it out nationwide. And the production team was a little behind, but they got it to me that day. I was flying out that night to Florida. The big meeting was the next morning, and I landed in Florida and realized I'd left the video on my desk. And all the executives were going to be there, and I was just like beside myself. And it was way back when, so I called my assistant. My husband, they all took a roll, bought a seat for that on the airplane because it was the only way it could get there. And the video flew to Florida. We had a driver pick it up, get it there. But that was like a moment of I didn't want to do dinner. I was not focused on anybody I was with that evening because it was like, what is like the dumbest thing you could ever do when you're getting your first shot to speak in front of 1,000 people and you don't even have what you're there to show them the video you're going to talk about.
You survived. You survived.
You survived.
Yeah.
That's right. You have resilience.
Thank you.
That's how you develop resilience.
Yeah,
I think
exactly.
we should hear some more embarrassing stories on Paula because I need some new material.
We have been asked about book 2, so maybe you guys can tell us what book 2 should be about if we go for that.